Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing Murph from HackMyVm. This is a box root about Medium. And yeah, it'll be as a joy. So I'm going to start with my terminal here. I'm starting running a game that's covered my star 10.0.0.1/24/IT0. Doing this, we can IP the box 10.0.0.127. So do Control Shift Z, so we're doing mmap scan. So do mm -sc for default scripts, -sv for numeration, we'll scan all ports in the IP. Doing this, I'll do -v verbose. Look at the ports, we do have port 280 open for SSH and also port 8 open for HTTP. Some server is in port 80. Visiting port 80, it does seem like we do get a file name and also a content. So I'm guessing we can specify a file name for the type and also the content inside that file. I'm going to do Control E to the source code. It does seem like we do have the action for save.php, which is going to be the query that we do submit, which for save.php. Also do have the method for get. And look at this comment, it does seem like PHP is going to be replaced with WTF, which is a type of filtering that we can bypass using capital letters and lowercase. Doing this, I'm going to start by doing some more enumeration, running GoBuster. So I'll do GoBuster to go to -2 into the IP address. We'll do -w//user share word list or buster directory. Let's do the medium.txt. We'll do extensions HTML, TXT, and also PHP. Looking back at the nmap scan, we do have port 22 open for SSH, is running Debian. Port 80 open for HTTP is running nginx for 1.18.0. Looking back at the GoBuster, here we do have an index.html and also a/uploads. So I'm guessing when we submit the file type and also the content, we do have this under, I believe it's going to be under /uploads where it's going to be stored. So we do have a 403 forbidden. Just to test this out, I'm going to do test. We'll do the content for PHP. Since if we look at the source code, we'll see if this filtering does work, then we'll have our PHP content replaced to WTF. So I'm going to submit this query. We do have the file name as test. Let me just cancel this. I'm just going to duplicate this onto a machine. So I'm just duplicate this. So we'll cat this test. You do see that PHP was turned into WTF. So I'm going to see if I can try to bypass this filter here. So doing this, instead of doing PHP, I'm going to try capital P, lowercase h, capital P. See if this does run. So now we do have test. I'm just going to remove -r for test. We get this on machine. Cat test. You do see that PHP was not filtered out. And we can still run PHP. So when running PHP, I'm running like a function with PHP tags. It's not going to filter out. So that means we can still get a reverse shell using a function that we can execute commands with. So doing this, I'm just going to search up PHP rev shell for one, we'll just do one-liner. Let me search up GitHub so you can find a PHP reverse shell here. We'll just do PHP rev. We'll just do PHP one-liner for GitHub. So you can find another one. There you go. So we're going to be using a function called shell_exec. In this case, all they did here was used user bin wget or user local bin wget. They do get the PHP reverse shell and then output it to a var HTML. You can pipe it out or just visit the location for like under the location that you did output it to. In this case, they did do a var temp shell.php. In this case, I do want to just run a reverse shell, which we can just run. It'd be easier and more efficient for us instead of running a server, right? So I'm just going to vi into execute.php. So in this case, let me go into interactive mode. I'm just going to be deleting all this. So I'm just going to be deleting all this, which we don't need. I'm going to go interactive mode. We can just put quotations there. In this case, I'm going to be using that filter that we did test out. We do have echo for shell_exec. I'm just going to go to pentest monkey now so I can get a reverse shell. I'll do Control F for temp. I'm just going to copy this, put this under text editor. I'll do 10.0.069. We can change the IP or the port to 9001. So now we do have a reverse shell here. So we're going to be echoing our shell_exec, which is going to run a command here. In this case, with that command is going to be a reverse shell on 10.0.069 on 9001. So I'm just going to right quit. I'm just going to cat this execute.php. I'm just going to copy this, put this inside content. Since we can't run PHP, I'm just going to run test.phtml, which we do have for like extension bypass. Now we do have our PHP extension. Just going to bypass the filtering for that. We can submit the query. We do have test.php. We do have test.html. Now I'm going to start my listener. So I'll do all wrap, make HackMyVm on 9001. Do Control R. We do ID. Now we're doing dub data. So I'm going to start by exporting my term. Is equal to next term. I'm going to start running a bin/bash -i. And start by doing some manual enumeration. So I'm going to cd into home. We do have user as gen. So I'm going to cast /etc password for, I'm going to grep out for gen. It does seem like we do have running a bin/bash. We do have /home gen. I'm also going to grep out for pat. Does seem like this is the valid user for pat. And we do have the home directory for home pat. So I'm going to cd into pat. So we do have anything under here. Also do have gen. cd into gen. We do have a user.txt, which does seem like this is only read and write. I'm going to go under /, we'll go under /var. Maybe we do have something under backups. Does seem like we do have anything under backups. I'm also going to go under /opt. So here we do have a std binary as Murph, which we can just start by running this, see what this is. We do ID. Doesn't seem like we can run any commands or anything. This is running as root or so dub data. So doing this, I'm just going to get another root shell. So do all wrap. And then HackMyVm on 9001. Do Control R. So we'll cd into /opt and see what this is. So do Control L. We do have this running as a Murph. Instead of running this with Murph, I'm just going to run the strings against Murph, see what this is. So looking at this, it does seem like this is using a signal. We also do have signal right here. It is using sig usr1, which I believe is for 10 for the command or the signal for sig usr1, which you can use kill. What if we kill that command and run a bin/bash? So it does seem like it's running the sig, but it's also running a bin/bash. We also do have that set gid and also the uid. So let's see if we can start by doing that. So doing this, I'll do Control L. I'm going to start by running a bin/bash. We'll do bin/bash -i. I'm just going to export my term is equal to xterm. We can easily start by searching out for the signal. We'll just search up signal. See what command. I believe this is 10, so let's see if we do have. We'll just search up signal kill. Maybe we do have that signal kill. So we do have under here. So here, yeah. So I was right. We do have the signal for 10, which is sig usr1, which we can use kill. So doing this, I'm going to do kill. We'll do -10. We'll specify the PID. Before doing this, I do need to run a ps-aux. I'm just going to specify the process ID. So I'm going to grep -i for but it was Murph. Grep -i for Murph. You do see the idea of the process ID for Murph, which is grep. Also do have 585, which is for Murph. And this is running as root. So I'm just going to copy the 585. So I'll do kill. We'll do kill -10, which is going to be for 585. We do kill the process. We do ID. You do see that now we are under gen. So I'm clear my terminals here. I'm going to start running a bin/bash -i. I'm going to cd into home. We are under user gen. So we'll do mkdir for .sh. We'll cd into .sh. We'll do else myceli. Doing this, I'm going to split my terminals here. I'm just going to mkdir into key. C into key. We'll do ssh-keygen. Yes. We can copy from root .sh id_sh directory and also the .pub. So I'm cat this id_sh.pub. I'm just going to copy this and put this into my text editor. I'm just going to be echoing this out. So I'm just going to echo. And we can just put this into authorize_keys. So I'm going to copy this. We'll put this into gens.sh. So we'll do chmod 600. So you can set the permissions for authorize_keys. Now we do have that private key. So I'm going to cd into key. So ssh into gen at 10.0.0 We did have the IP address as 10.0.0.127. So 127, we'll do -I for ID underscore SA. We do ID, and now we're under gen. So I'm start running a sudo -l. It does seem like we can run a user bin graph. So looking at the documentation, if I do sudo -u for pat for user bin graph, you can run the man command to run against graph. I'm just going to be looking for using Google for graph. We'll do man page. So in this case, I'm going to be searching it for -s for the option. So we have two options here for -s. For -f, we do have safe mode. Also do have -u, which is going to be for unsafe mode. Unsafe mode is going to let us execute a command, which we do have in, I believe, in -s. It's going to let us run a command with this .pso. So unsafe mode, we're going to do -u. We can specify .pso, which is going to let us run a command. In this case, I do want to run a command for a reverse shell. We are running this as pat. So we do have that PSO. We'll do -s or -u, which is going to be for unsafe mode. So I'm just going to copy this temp, reverse shell. I'm going to change the IP address. We'll do 10.0.0.69. And we'll put this on 9001. I'm going to copy this. So doing this, we can specify .pso followed by the command. I'm going to start up my listener one more time. We'll do all around. I count myself P on 9001. Press enter on that. It doesn't seem like it works. We do have, it does seem like we can't create it under /temp-f. So this is owned by www.data. So I'm going to close this out. Do this one more time. I believe we do have SSH into gen 10.0.0.127 on ID underscore SA. So we do cd into temp. We do have a file which is owned by www.data, which is going to be for F. So we do need to get another reverse shell. So I'm just going to do Control R. We'll do remove -r for /temp. We'll do F. We don't have the F anymore, right? So we can now run this reverse shell. So we'll do sudo -l. So we'll do sudo, we'll do -u, run this as pat for user bin graph. We'll specify -u. We did have the reverse shell, which is, I believe it was a -s. We do have the .pso, so I'm just going to copy this .pso. For the extension type, we do have reverse shell in 9001. Specify the reverse shell. Start my lister one more time. We do ID. Now we're under pat. I'm going to start running a bin /bash -i. I'm going to go under we'll go under /home for pat. I'm going to start by creating his .sh. So we'll cd into .sh. So I'm just going to mkdir to, we'll just mkdir, we'll do key2, cd to key2. I'm going to do ssh keygen. We can overwrite this. We'll copy from /root.sh ID underscore say to this directory. And also the .pub. Cat this ID underscore say .pub. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to echo this. So I'm just echo, put this under here. We'll redirect this to authorized underscore keys. I'm going to copy this, put this under pats.sh. Now you do see that we do have the authorized underscore keys. Some chmod 600 for authorized underscore keys. Put the permissions for read and write for SSH keys. Now I'm going to SSH into, we did have the user for pat. So pat at 10.0.0.127 -i for ID underscore SA. We do ID. And now we're under pat. So I'm going to start running a sudo -l. It does seem like we can run a user bin login. So we'll do sudo -u, run this as root. Since we can run this as root, we can log in as a root for user bin login. We'll do -f, so you can specify user for root. We do ID, kind of root.txt. Okay, that's pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.